Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. NFL Insider links Pittsburgh Steelers to trade for Green Bay Packers receiver. Both the Green Bay Packers and Pittsburgh Steelers have been involved in various rumors to acquire a star wide receiver this offseason. The Steelers made those reports come true when they traded for DK Metcalf prior to the 2025 NFL Draft. Meanwhile, the Packers chose to take a chance on potential by selecting Texas' Matthew Golden with the 23rd overall pick in the first round. Though, the Steelers have since cleared some more space in their receiver room by trading George Pickens. The Packers haven't executed a similar move to clear a bigger path for Golden to hit the ground running, though they already have extra opportunities available due to Christian Watson's ongoing ACL surgery recovery. However, Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer believes the Steelers and Packers could be perfect trade partners before the season officially kicks off. Specifically, Breer thinks the Steelers could register some interest in trading for Packers veteran receiver Romeo Doubs, who was suspended from the team for personal reasons late during the 2024 season. Of course, the Aaron Rodgers-Doubs connection could also work in Pittsburgh's favor after the quarterback/receiver duo played together on the Packers in 2022. Doubs, fresh off becoming a fourth-round pick, tallied 42 receptions for 425 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's hovered just above 600 yards in each of the past 2 years, but the 25-year-old may be primed for a bigger role, whether it's in Pittsburgh or by remaining in Green Bay. Tim Benz can't hold Steelers fans to a higher standard of QB logic than what the franchise has shown. If the Steelers aren't going to use logic while building their quarterback depth chart, I suppose I shouldn't be critical of the team's fans for how they are responding to the instability at the position. That said, man, this Will Howard phenomenon sure is something, isn't it? Howard was drafted in the 6th round out of Ohio State, 185th overall. Yet social media momentum is already building for him to be the team's starter in his rookie season. You are? Really? Howard has a ton of good qualities. He's a winner, having claimed a national championship with the Buckeyes last season. He's got command of the huddle. He threw for more than 4,000 yards and completed 73% of his passes last year, with 35 touchdowns against 10 interceptions. He's polished and poised with the media. I just want to come here. I want to learn. I want to get better, Howard said after Friday's rookie minicamp session. Who knows what happens? I'm just worried about myself, learning and getting better through the process. Most importantly, he cried tears of joy when he was drafted by the Steelers. I mean, that's worth at least 2 wins over the Ravens and the team's first playoff victory in almost a decade, right? Pfft. Forget months of advanced scouting and analysis. A little social media emotional manipulation and NFL Films propaganda can erase all that in a matter of seconds. Clearly, the Steelers should just hand over the keys to a guy who the whole league passed on 184 times without him even throwing a pass in full practice pads. Already, roughly a quarter of Steelers fans think Howard should be the starter out of the gate. A month ago, when I asked that same question, any option besides Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph or Russell Wilson, before he went to New York, only got 8% of the vote. I'd imagine that those who voted for other were thinking more along the lines of Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, Tyler Shaw or even Kirk Cousins. Not Will Howard. However, Howard has one thing as an advantage over those guys that didn't previously exist. He's actually here. He's reality. He's not a theoretical. Rodgers still is. Whatever limitations Howard may have are unknown right now. The only thing that is known is that he hasn't thrown an interception at Acrisure Stadium. Yet. Mason Rudolph has. So that's good enough for Team Howard. Hey, he's a successful Big Ten QB drafted in the 6th round. Obviously, he's Tom Brady. At least Howard appears to have a better grip than the rest of the public does. I understand that I am a rookie. I don't know what I don't know, Howard said. It's a great QB room. I'm blessed to be a part of it. I can't wait to get to work. Back to those two web polls, what did Rudolph do wrong over the past few weeks to lose some of his support? Do people dislike his new facial hair? Like I said earlier, though, I shouldn't be critical of how Steelers fans are reacting to this QB chaos. Just tracking this circus has turned our brains to mush. The organization said it wanted to keep Wilson or Justin Fields. Both were allowed to walk out the door to New York teams. We've been waiting on a Rodgers decision for 2 months now. They appear willing to let Rudolph be the starter when they barely wanted him as a third stringer 2 years ago. Mike Tomlin made Sanders sound like he was a better football player than his dad, only to pass on him in the draft 4 times. They flirted with every draftable QB worth a darn in the entire selection process. At this point, how are we supposed to determine the difference between fandom and folly? When it comes to the QB position in Pittsburgh, those things are basically the same thing. So, sure. Get the "we want Will. We want Will" chants ready for the 6th rounder during the preseason opener in August. Stranger things have happened. As I'm sure others will, between now and then. Antonio Brown sends cryptic message about Aaron Rodgers, Steelers. Former NFL superstar wide receiver Antonio Brown has been very vocal about his belief and prediction that Aaron Rodgers will sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. While the entire offseason has been full of rumors about Rodgers signing with the Steelers, no deal has been reached between the two parties yet. There is still a belief that something will get done, but until the ink has dried, nothing should be taken for granted. On Monday, Brown stirred the pot once again with a cryptic post about Rodgers. "Don't forget where you heard about the Aaron Rodgers signing," he wrote, while including the soon emoji. Brown is still well connected throughout the NFL. There is a legitimate chance that he knows something others don't. There is also a chance that he simply continues to troll fans. Rodgers seems to be the missing piece that could power the Steelers to being a Super Bowl contender. They have put together a good all-around roster, but do not have a legitimate starting quarterback on the roster. If they do not land the 41-year-old future Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh would have Mason Rudolph and Will Howard as its top 2 options. Clearly, the need for Rodgers is big. During the 2024 NFL season with the New York Jets, Rodgers showed that he could still play at a productive level. He completed 63% of his pass attempts for 3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Only time will tell, but Brown seems very confident in his report that Rodgers will sign with the Steelers in the near future. Another former NFL star also believes that Rodgers will sign with Pittsburgh. Keyshawn Johnson spoke out with his thoughts on the matter recently on Speak. "He's going 100%, Johnson said. Do you think that Aaron Rodgers wants to hold them hostage and then leave them standing at the altar? I don't. And you, fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Write in the comments.